Which one is better, Kayla, the OPZ or the OP1? Yeah. Uh-huh. Hey, what's going on, guys? Khordmaster and a special guest here who is really not showing her face at all. So today's video is a very special one because a question that comes up quite often to me is, what is the difference between the Teenage Engineering OPZ and OP1? So let's actually go ahead and explain the actual difference right now.
Oh my gosh. Well, let's do it. I guess if you could kind of explain, what each item here on the table is, and kind of what it does, that'd be a good starting point.
Absolutely. So this is called the OPZ.
Okay.
This is called OP1. This is called the OB4, and this is called the TX6.
Okay.
Pop quiz. What is this called?
OP4.
There you go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
So these are all four very different pieces of equipment. This is I'm gonna kind of just say what each of these are in just one word.
Okay.
But they all do a lot more than just one word. So this is a sequencer.
Got you.
This is a synth. This is a speaker, and this is a mixer.
Got it.
That's what these all are.
Okay.
There's a lot more on top of that they all do. So this is the first piece of equipment that I purchased from Teenage Engineering, and bought with my own money when I was on this mobile music journey. I wanted to start making music different places besides the home studio and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's my favorite, I would say favorite piece of equipment out of everything you see here, just because I spent the most time with it, and I have created the most with it, over the years.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start with this.
Yeah.
So we'll probably talk less about, we'll do a little bit of everything, but mostly we're going to kind of focus on the differences between these two.
Okay.
So this came out first years ago. I think this actually just celebrated its 10-year anniversary.
Gotcha.
This came out maybe 5 or 6 or 4, somewhere that many years ago. So this came out years later as a sequel to this. A lot of people thought it was the evolution of this, but they're very, very different. Right? So let's kind of talk about this. So I went ahead and set this up before we even began as a non-auto save mode, which means that any changes and anything that I let you do on this, once I turn it off, it's gonna get it back to the state that it is in that I wanted it, right?
Gotcha.
Not messing with sounds up or anything like that. So here's a beat that I made on it, right here. And I'm gonna just I'm gonna actually show you what we have kind of real quick, just to kind of start off.
Okay.
I'm gonna jump from this beat that you're hearing right now. I'm gonna jump to these different things here called mute groups, which I'll explain momentarily. But I want you to just listen how the tempo is staying the same.
Mm-hmm.
The sounds, the beat is staying the same, but the beat's it's gonna morph into something different by just changing these mute groups.
Gotcha.
So I'm gonna let this go for 4 bars, and then I'm gonna jump to the second one. Actually 2 bars. I'm gonna jump here now.
Okay.
And actually, you know what we're gonna do? Something is going on with my mixing here, and I don't really like that. So I'm going to omit the mixer from the mix just for the time being.
Okay.
And we're gonna just rock with just this. I think if I plug this in and I hit play, you're gonna hear it. Naturally, something is with one of the cables or something like that. So, and then I'm gonna go to the third one here.
Okay.
So let's kind of talk about what this is, right? So we said it's a sequencer.
Right.
So if I go to I'm just gonna go to a brand new track on here. So basically I'm pressing and holding P. Each of these are called individual projects. So you have project 1 all the way through project 10.
Okay.
And within each project you have 16 patterns. For example, project 1, pattern 1. Project 1, pattern 16.
Okay.
Project 1, pattern 15. So every project within a pattern has the same tempo. right? So what you can do is, if you're performing, which I consider this a phenomenal performance tool and creation tool,
Wow.
is you can be playing and you can just jump to a different pattern, while you're doing this. So that type of thing, right? That's one of the many ways you can perform with this, right?
Got it.
So now that's how the song structure is sort of broken down, pattern or projects and then patterns.
Yeah.
But in addition to that, like when we talk about starting like a brand new, I'm gonna go here, and I'm just gonna go over here. So I'm at project 6 and pattern, whatever this is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just because these have songs in them already, that's why they're
lit.
see,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So if I hit play, we shouldn't hear anything. So how do we make a song?
Yeah.
So within a pattern, we have, as you can see, these little symbols. You have like a kick drum, a snare, a hi-hat, synth, bass, lead, arpeggio, and chord. So these are the 8 different sounds that create a pattern within a project, right? So for example, I'm gonna hit play. I'm gonna just turn the metronome on.
Okay.
And you can change different metronome sounds. So you can change the volume that way.
Oh.
And you can change the metronome, what's being said.
Uh-huh.
So that's right. You can do that. So I'm gonna go into drum mode,
Okay.
and these are all kick drums. So say if I like this kick drum, and I want here and here. 1, 2, 1. So now it's just moving.
Okay.
Right?
So these are like the counts in the beat.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Yep. There's snare. And I might go. Just whatever. I might go so just rudimentary,
Yeah.
very robotic, very systematic, right?
Yeah.
This is, all the same amount of beats within the bar, right?
Yeah.
If you wanted to delete this, I'm gonna press and hold this and press stop. Now we've got the hi-hat. If I want to change, like, say, a different hi-hat, for example, we can find one that we like. You can also record in rather than do it like step sequence.
Okay.
So if I like that, I can go. And you can hear that it's not in rhythm.
Yeah.
Like that. So I can press and hold this and quantize. And so quantize.
Okay.
Right now. I was trying to do more bars, just cutting out because I have no space here.
Okay.
So we can go here, press and hold, and change the amount of bars to 2 bars instead of 1 bar.
Wow.
Right? Only on this track. So I was trying to do something with, and I'm gonna show you like what makes it super special in just a second.
Okay.
Alright. Now we have this going on. Very rudimentary, very basic.
Alright.
I'm not even gonna add any other sounds in this yet. Alright, I might add some bass.
Okay.
So this is going on. Now, take a look at this. This is probably one of, if not one of the important features, one of the most important features on here.
Okay.
This thing called the master track.
Yeah.
So this master track lets me transpose any of the 8 tracks, as many of them as I want with just pressing a button. It'll make more sense as I do
Okay.
it. So as you're playing, so if you look, the master track has those 4
Yeah.
lit. That means that those 4 are going to be affected when I press a button, not
Okay.
any of the drums. But maybe you might want to transpose the drums too, which are not transposing the sound or the pitch or anything. It's transposing actually what drum samples
is
you
being
use.
got it.
And you can do all kind of fills and crazy stuff. But for now, we'll just focus on that.
Okay.
So have this going. like, oh, I want to sequence this. Maybe I want this to be 4 bars of the master track sequencing these key changes.
Okay.
So I might be like. That's not kind of great because you see the idea that you can do.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so crazy. So I have a question. Like, how long did it take you to get comfortable with this, right? Because there's like so many functions I find just like stuffed in this device.
Yeah. So there's a couple things. It didn't take that long at all.
Okay.
A couple reasons why it didn't. One of the things that's so unique about this, and it's like because it's so light, it's like that's why I keep doing this. The fact that every button has like a LED like color on it is super intuitive once you kind of get the basic flow.
Okay.
As in, let's see. If we are talking about, we didn't talk about sound design yet, but say if we're in this sound right here. So this is how you can like do the sound design. Sounds,
yeah.
like that, right?
Yeah.
So within each sound, we have different pages. So this is like making the changes that you're hearing, like resonance and filter, stuff like that. And these are like different parameters for the sound, right?
Yes.
If you hit this button, look at the color of these LEDs at the top, those white ones.
Yeah.
Turn green. So that's like your ASDR.
I was going to ask if it had envelope control, so
Absolutely.
it does. Oh, wow.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So, right, and then release, that type of thing. Then you have this one, which I don't spend too much time on. This is LFO.
Nice.
Very deep.
Yep.
I don't fully understand it, but I just mess around with it sometimes. And then you have your mixer. So this is like volume, panning, stuff like that, and effects that you can apply to the sound as well.
That's
So
crazy.
that's like
So a little chorus I'm hearing there.
chorus maybe, yep.
That sounds like delay, maybe.
Right? And you could change them accordingly. So at a high level, that's kind of some of the things that this can do. The other sort of thing that makes it special is the what are called step components. So let me explain that really, like at a high level real quick. Let's go back to drum. This one has hi-hats actually.
Okay.
And I'm gonna take those hi-hats out. I'm gonna just put in these hi-hats here.
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna just leave that like that. Now what you can do is, let's see. So I'm pressing and holding. Alright, so there's an example. So each of these little symbols above these notes are step components. Like what do all these mean? I don't remember like some of them, I haven't used it that much lately. But times 2 means that you could make it so that the note playing on that step you can make 2 notes happen in that one instead of 1 note.
So it effectively like divides them in half, right?
Or divides it so it plays the note twice on that one step.
Gotcha.
It plays it so you'll hear it put it 2 times there,
Yeah.
also 1, 2, like that type of thing. You can also change whether you want that to be 2 notes or 3 notes. 3 notes.
Oh, nice.
4 notes. 6 notes, that type of thing, right? And that can be applied to anything on
You
there.
could do like some trap hi-hat fills or something like that. Oh snap.
And apply it to just every other note, for example.
Okay.
You can also do weird things like polyrhythm. So the way that I showed you, like making this bar times 2, so it's 2 bars. You can also make like one of the tracks only loop from this point to this point, like on every 6th note, for example. And do string polyrhythm stuff as well.
What?
So it's a really dope piece of equipment. That's at a high level what this can do. I'm not gonna go too much deeper.
That was a high level.
Yeah.
Dang man,
Yeah.
that was like a whole like a 101. Like,
Yeah, dude.
oh man.
It's you can hold it and you can.
Yeah, that's crazy. So like when you first got this, were you using this like all the time, and like how did it fit into like your workflow when it came to just like working on stuff?
Man, I was using it all the time. I kind of realized that I enjoyed I enjoyed variety when it came to making music. So I like sometimes being in front of a piano, maybe having my iPad connected to that, and producing that way, or using like my home synthesizer, maybe a keyboard. But at the time, like I was really enjoying the fact that this is so mobile, and I can literally have this in some headphones. Be at a coffee shop. I was doing that a lot. Going to a coffee shop, people are like, "What the hell is this guy doing?" It's like, don't worry, just look at me in awe and have some tea or coffee or something.
Man.
So
This is crazy.
yeah, dude. USB-C, USB.
Okay.
You can get audio out from the USB port as well, and yeah, it's really cool. Oh, let me show you one more thing.
Yeah, sure.
So it also has these things called modules, different modules that you can put inside here and change some of the behavior and make it do other things.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go to maybe one more of my beats before we go to the OP1. Speakers with good bass, frequency response in them, or even a subwoofer, is because they can feel it.
Yes.
They can feel it too.
Yeah.
You can't really feel it through the headphones, or you can hear it really good. So how do they, it's a mobile piece of equipment, how do they get you to feel it? Well, check this out. I'm gonna hand this to you, I'm gonna turn this on high.
Okay.
Play button and just hold it like you're holding a Game Boy or something.
All right. Is it like vibrating itself? Yeah. That's what I was about to say. Yeah. It's funny you said like hold it like a game controller, like rolling that,
Absolutely. Yeah, that's what I thought maybe that might be gimmicky at first, but I love that thing. I just now for whatever reason I had it all the way lowered for whatever reason. Maybe I'm not using it on table as necessary, but I really it's like
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like that's important. It's not gimmicky because when it comes to like sound design, like getting that feel, that low end feel is critical. So like now you have a way of having feedback to say like, oh, is the low end slapping or not?
Absolutely.
That is crazy.
That's exactly right. It helps not just with the funness of you feeling it, but it definitely helps with the mixing as well.
Yeah.
Which I think is incredible to be able to do, full mixing and full projects on a piece of equipment like this without a screen. Before we go to the OP1, people were like, where the hell is the screen? Where is the screen? Well, and actually, let's show you the last thing here. So it doesn't have a screen as you can see, but they said, oh, everyone has a phone. Why don't we just have a phone be the screen? Of course,
That's
that makes sense, right?
What?
To be able to do that. So we're gonna
Okay.
do this for a sec. So one of the other reasons that this is very different than the OP1 is that this also is a multimedia synthesizer, which means that you can do things like this. The Street Fighter. Maybe we'll do like the Mega. So you have these video packs on here that you can. Let's see if I remember how to do this.
This track is a good fit for Mega Man.
Yeah, that is the problem. Absolutely, man.
Hey, what's up guys? So I just wanted to interrupt this video real quick to let you guys know who won the OPZ line module. And yeah, first of all, super excited to be able to do things like this to provide value more than just the videos, but also be able to do nice things for people who follow my channel. So that's something that's super exciting. And thank you once more to Teenage Engineering for sponsoring this giveaway. So I got a lot of awesome entries, and the winner without taking up too much more time, because it's raining out here and I'm not using a waterproof camera like a GoPro or something. So let's do this quick. It's going to be Sinidal. Hopefully I pronounced your name correctly. I'm going to share on the screen here why I selected him. I think I don't even really need too much of an explanation, but all the things that that he mentioned that he's gone through, I think something like this is just a really nice gesture to bring some hopefully happiness into his life. And so hope you're doing well and hope you enjoy this enhancement to your OPZ. And without further ado, back to the video. Also, if you made it this far in the video, you're probably wondering why the sound quality sucks in this video. So I apologize about that. It's a learning process. I had the two cameras, as you see, you know, me cutting from one camera to the next. My main camera had a shotgun mic connected to it, and the shotgun mic was not turned on. So yeah, that's what happened there. So I had to use this camera that I'm currently using, which was the overhead or sort of bird's eye view shot, which was not sitting that close to us. And I still wanted to, sorry, there's a car that just drove by, clearly. I still wanted to make sure to get the video out for you guys and tried to EQ it a little bit. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and without further ado, back to the video. Congratulations again, and stay tuned because there'll be a lot more giveaways and fun things like this that I'll be doing on my channel. So I will see you guys on the next one.
Maybe we might have to, I don't know. What? This is this, and then this is rotate this. I'm trying to twist something. Don't, this is what we're trying to do. So you can sequence, let's see how this works. So you can sequence stuff happening based on the music. So, fire.
Oh, snap.
Fire.
What? That's crazy.
So simplistic, if I wanted to do this, or if I wanted to sequence this change kind of thing, like you can, any of these buttons I press, you can sequence and you can have this next projector and get the video going with the beat.
Yeah, that's incredible.
So
like you're making like your own kind of almost like music video along with the track.
Exactly.
Boom.
Yep.
That's insane.
Yeah.
And then,
3D thing.
I just want to like ask for clarification on this. So like, does this also have like an interface to see like as you're mixing and synthesizing stuff?
Good question. Yeah. So that would be like your OPZ section here. So the stuff that we were just, so there's like your track that's happening right now. Here are the parameters that we talked about. Like these are, you really can't tell what they are from just on here though. You just have to, I guess, know that this is filtered. You'll know once you play around with the more and resonance, and yeah, maybe that'll be cool for them to have like that information on it. I just know from just knowing.
Yeah, just being familiar with it.
Yeah. Questions, comments?
This is nuts.
Fire, right?
What? I mean, just like so much functionality packed into like a small device that's capable of doing so many different things. Like I'm blown away, honestly. Really blown away. Like you can do like whole projects.
Exactly. Whole projects, and a lot of people have done that. A lot of people have done just that. You could do a snapshot of this, if you have one of these, I can give it to you. And what's cool about this is you could like, kind of like video games, I did a video on this the other day talking about it. You can kind of install someone else's, project or projects on here. And why would you want to do that? Well, because, okay, you didn't make it, so how is that fun to have someone else's project? Well, as you can see, there's so many other things that can be done with the project to morph it with these different performance effects and all that kind of stuff. And then you get even deeper. So
that's nuts.
That is OPZ.
That is cool. Okay.
So now we look at the OP1. So the OP1 I spent tremendously less. How long is it? I spent a lot less time using this than I had the OPZ.
Okay.
This is a lot more popular than this. A lot more people have this like more iconic. It's more. It looks like nostalgic and futuristic and cool and different. And so what this is, it has sequencing functionality, but it's mostly not used as a sequencer. It's mostly used as like a digital tape track type way of recording, which is 4 tracks. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can record a 4-bar loop or whatever using any of the synth sounds or drums on track 1, and then same track 2, track 3, track 4, and you can loop it if that's your workflow, if that's what you want. Let me give you like a little bit of like an idea of like some of the different sounds on here. So you have all of these different synthesizer engines and then different presets that are on here.
Got it.
Right? So here's bass. I'm just gonna talk about this. Mess around and just rotating this, playing around a little bit. That was a lot of talking. I wanted you to kind of get a feel for it.
Yeah, let me check this out.
Engines.
Okay.
Arabian Nights right there, boy.
Just a little bit of Zelda. This is so. Oh, I like that. That could be like a really cool like bass in like a trap song or something.
Oh yeah. Stay right there then for me. So you like that sound? This is the parameters to let you change anything with this particular sound. So for example. That's making some changes there.
Okay.
2 is your envelope, as you talked about before. 3 is your effect. And I'm gonna show you some. I'm gonna let you keep going. When you find any sound that's not a bass sound that you like, anything sounds interesting, let me know. I'm gonna kind of show you this
how to like
CW
mess with that. Okay.
effect. Yeah.
How do you get back to choosing?
Oh yes. So you're gonna hold shift, and then right now you're on preset 1, which is so each of so hold shift for me. Okay. Each of these are like your different presets. So right now you're on 1. So if you're like, oh, I like that bass sound, let me keep that there for now. For example, maybe we do. Let's go to 2. And
got it. And you can choose like another thing. Okay. Oh, okay.
And then you can quickly jump from one sound to the next.
Nice. Let me see what else is in here. Ah, okay. Let's see here. I'm gonna change the
one of the parameters.
Yeah.
You mean the engine?
Yeah, the engine.
For sure. Yeah.
Let's see if we can find like a cool. There's like so many different things you can just find and like play with. Oh, they got FM synthesis right here.
Yeah.
Let me explore that. I love FM synthesis. I like that one. Organized.
Yeah. I like key sound.
Yeah. want to try and use this one to mess around with? I know you want to show me some like envelope stuff or.
Well, I want you to stay there.
Okay.
I want to put drums on track 3. We have a bass
Okay.
that we like and another sound. I want to stay with these 3 first.
Okay.
And then I want to go to this thing is like looks like a voicemail, like a recording tape.
Okay.
Kind of thing,
Yep.
right? So let me scroll here. Okay, so I'm gonna like hit stop and go all the way to the very beginning.
Okay.
And if you hit 1, do you see how there's a blue line there?
Yeah.
And then 2, there's no blue line, it looks like.
Yep.
3, nothing, 4, nothing. So
Yeah.
let me just hit play. Okay. So this is why this is so different than this. It's such an interesting piece of equipment. So say for example, right now we want to we have 3 sounds. We have a drum, we have a bass, we have that organ sound. We want to make something on this.
Okay.
I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna like go to an area like that little tick mark right there.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit loop in. I'm gonna hold shift. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna hit loop out. We now have if we hit stop, it's gonna go right back to the beginning. We now have a 4-bar loop. I'm gonna go here, and I'm going to. Did we just hear drums now?
Yes.
We did. Interesting. I'm gonna go to. Oh, I'm trying to see where these turn on metronome again. Up here. Oh yeah. And it's slow, so we can make the speed a little faster.
Okay.
It's like here. So let's stop. Let's actually go even more forward. Because I have some stuff that I've created here. You can tell. Okay, so let's go all the way over here.
Okay.
So maybe like shift back and then move in. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's where it gets tricky. Just to have content on here. We'll just do. Let's do looping. So there's stuff there. So I'm gonna go ahead and just because there's nothing here that I need.
Okay.
I'm gonna take that out. So if I hit stop, we have 4 bars. So I'm gonna play. What I just took out was only one of the sounds. I have to like lift each of the tracks. Because,
Oh, okay.
right, and there's no undo on here, which is a very interesting thing. Like if you take something out by accident, you can paste it back, but if you take it out and then take something else out, that first thing you took out is gone forever.
Gotcha.
So it's like being
You just gotta be like really aware of what you're doing.
totally. So now we have this going here, and they're like, oh, I wanna go to track 1 of 4 tracks. I want to keep on play some of these drum sound stuff. So this is an example of. There's also no quantization on here.
Okay.
Okay. There's ways to do like sequence of drums and sequence things and stuff, but then you're recording directly to tape, it's recording directly to tape.
Got it. Yeah. Gotcha. So there's no like MIDI data that you can alter. Okay. It's audio.
That's right.
Got it.
That's right. That's exactly as opposed to this, which is not that.
Got it.
Complete opposite, right?
Got it.
So we're here.
So you're programming that.
So you might be like playing this,
I don't know. That it's playing.
So you see it's ready for recording now.
Yeah.
So I might just wait for it to move back around and start recording here. So I'm gonna stop. Ask the question of the what I told you was that there's no conservation. Many data changes, right?
Yeah.
So for me, I'm so used to using conversation.
Gotcha.
Anything that I'm
Same.
using, right? It's just I like having the ability to do that, right? So in here, I think that's part of the reason why I don't spend as much time on this.
I see.
Because it doesn't have that thing that I'm used to being able to use, but it does have, and this is where I have to kind of retrain the way I think a little bit. And across the board, musically, this is a revered piece of equipment.
Yeah.
So some people will say, you're paying me $1,300 or whatever it costs for this, and you can't undo, you can't, change MIDI data, blah, blah, blah. So yes, but
So as it hits the sides
working with that
container.
I think,
Yes.
over time with this, has helped me discover like a new way of making music.
Interesting.
Right?
Okay.
And it's something that, I can totally understand people saying, I don't want a new way. I want to make it the way that I want to. And if that's the case, then this is probably not for you. If you're used to, having that ability.
Yeah.
But they do have these sequencer options on here, which are, for example,
Okay.
you can go.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Huh.
Stuff like
Oh,
that.
that's cool.
Right?
You could use that for something.
100%.
Yeah.
So I say all this to say
Mm-hmm.
that's scratching the surface here, right?
Mhm.
But there's a lot of unique things that you can do on this piece of equipment that you really can't do anywhere else, and it's also mobile, of
Mhm.
course. But it's a different way of thinking about making music.
Yeah.
It's a different way,
That's cool.
Mhm.
I mean, I love the way that it sounds. Like I can hear like that nice like kind of warm tape saturation that
Yeah.
it puts on everything.
Yeah.
It's just like it just makes it very pleasing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean this is cool. Because I mean one thing that I really like about it is like I'm sure you can like record out the sounds that you're playing to like your DAW or something like that, right? So if you find a sound you really like, you can like record that to another session, or like you said, just keep it completely portable.
100%.
Just do everything like inside this
Right
device.
in there, you can, that's 100%.
Yeah.
Hang on one second.
Sure.
Alright, we'll let this continue. So yeah, that's at capacity as expected, but we're gonna let this get the bonus footage.
All right,
Very
that sounds
cool.
good.
So that's what that is. And then we have a speaker and we have this. We talked a little bit about this before.
Yes.
The OB4 speaker.
Mhm.
And I'm trying to think if I want to, let's do like a little just mini sort of explanation on this here real quick for you. 'Cause I know that you definitely enjoyed this,
Oh
right?
yeah.
So let's take this off. Let's go to Bluetooth. I'm gonna go ahead and connect myself to the speaker, which is already connected. Very good. And so I have a playlist of songs here, like an OB4 playlist, which are a lot of songs that I think sound good on OB4 and are good for like remixing and stuff.
Nice.
So let's do something like this. Just doing that type of stuff with live music coming in.
That's
like one of the most
that thing like blew me away.
Yeah, when you
Yeah.
first heard your
Yeah.
song on there, it was just like, what is going on kind of thing. And then last but not least is this.
Yes.
So this is the latest piece, and this lets me kind of bring it all together.
Okay.
I can have this, I can have this, I can have my iPad, which has a ton of music on it with different apps, all plugged to different ports on here.
Okay.
And then have the outgoing here, even though something was a little screwy with what I had set up earlier. But you have mixing capabilities and stuff like that. So imagine if you're doing a live show and you're just wanting to mix like songs from this. And I've always wanted to do that. I wanted to like do songs from here, which is like have a lot of this type of stuff. And then my iPad has like hundreds of beats and music on there. I want to like perform them either live or USB-C to an iPhone. You can like live stream it on any of your YouTube or whatever like that and get direct audio quality.
That's amazing.
And yeah, so it's really cool. You have headset capabilities as well and stuff as well in there. Filters, effects and stuff on the song, music coming in and everything.
That's crazy. So is it possible to route individual tracks from these devices to the individual tracks here? I'm just trying to picture how it works.
Yeah, that's a good question. So with this, instead of using this module, there's something called a line module, which has different, and I have it at home, I haven't spent a lot of time using it, but I've read on some comments on one of my videos from some people who use it.
Okay.
So it sounds like the way you're describing, to route different sounds or different tracks from here into these different ports, as opposed to just the whole out into one and the whole out into another. I have heard people using that module for that purpose.
Gotcha.
This as well.
Wow, that's crazy. So obviously like this is like level,
Yep.
right? And then I'm guessing like one of these is maybe pan.
Yeah, so by default, let me actually say, because you can change them as well, but let me see what these are actually said. These are actually EQ by default.
That's EQ,
Low, mid,
okay.
and high.
Okay,
But then you can change these as well. I think it's under pods, if I'm not mistaken. And then you can go like custom, and you can make it so that the top is what you want to do: filter, you want to do compressor, you want to do panning, So that's how you can make those changes there, see? And then you're like, oh, that's good, I like that, let me go back. But if you want EQ, that's by default, where you can customize. So you do have a lot of customization on here.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yep.
So like if I set, yes, EQ, did like my EQing on several tracks, and then I changed that to the compressor, it still keeps the EQ settings. It just allows me to go to like a different effect or something like that.
Correct. So when this launched, I believe it did not have that feature.
Okay.
That was one of the things when I was watching the review for it that the person didn't like about it, that you couldn't like assign a certain sort of preset to one condition, like, oh, I'm doing this type of set, I want these to do this, and then you move to something else. I believe he was saying that these knobs, wherever they were positioned at, if they were set to what you wanted them with customization and then you move to EQ, they were dependent on where they were turned at that moment.
Yes.
But that's been fixed in the software update, even though I haven't dove deep into like all like the sound type things. I've just been kind of amazed at the size of it, the weight of it, the practicality of being able to get my different, like I'm using it at a very, very high level. I'm not even doing the granular stuff with it just yet. Maybe I might eventually, but just having something to bring sounds together, to play a beat on here and improvise over on there and have all the sound coming out the same and be able to mix it, that's fun to me.
That's fun. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna hold it just to get an idea of like the weight. Yeah,
for sure. All custom, I feel like I'm a salesman now. All custom pieces, that's why it's so expensive. These are like all designed in-house.
Oh yeah.
Which is why it's such a premium product and a premium feel.
Yeah. I could tell like just like holding this and everything like that, I'm like, no, they put like some love into this. Yeah. Just like the product design and everything. Yeah. Even that, like having that like I don't know, like leather type backing or whatever it is. Like, that's amazing. Really it's cool so stuff. Crazy. And so like you can just like change like the different synth.
This is synth over there as well. Yep. Which I haven't used that as much.
So like that synth mode, is this can also be a synthesizer? That's
rudimentary, but it does have that, and it has, I believe, like drums in there. So if you were in a pinch and you needed something, like you can use it. I mean, I would always have this if I had that with me.
Gotcha.
And I would use this in my drums. I don't use that, but I mean, I have it. I'm fortunate that I can, I can use other stuff that are more meant. But to have that capability is really cool, though.
That is so sick. That's crazy. Then I see you have like headphone out. What is this one right here?
Yeah, so there's Q out and headphone out. So if you're doing some type of like DJing type stuff on there and you want to hear something different than what's actually coming out of the main out, like what's coming out next or something like that, you could use that for that function. That's one of the things. It's also, it can also just be used as a secondary out, like to mimic what's happening in the main out.
I see.
So you have your main out going there, and you want your second out going somewhere else.
That's amazing.
So it's a super practical, not even practical, that's not the word, practical. It's just like, it's very robust, and it's just a really cool piece of equipment.
Yeah, it really is.
I'm happy and fortunate to be, working up to home one of those.
And once again, like I just can't go over the fact that like there's so much that you can do. I mean, it's like having a recording studio in your backpack. Essentially, it's like
that's exactly. Yeah, I mean, all the stuff that I just showed you, like that's exactly right. Going about making music, like right now, I've been spending, a lot of time with this stuff, more so for like the content creation stuff, not even just like me going out somewhere and just, because I mean, this is what I'm trying to figure out. This stuff it kind of stays in that room there just because the top-down sort of setup that I have is really, it looks nice, and not have to set everything up independently every time it takes a lot of work. But the flip side of that is like what happens on like tonight, for example, if I'm home and I want to do some music, but I don't want to go downstairs, I probably should have this at least this on me. Like maybe these can stay here perhaps, but I should probably have this in my satchel that I carry around.
Gotcha.
Because it's meant to be portable. It's not meant to sit in a, you know what I'm saying? That's
exactly. Yep. So you want to take advantage of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. It's like, I'm just blown away.
Yeah. And now you got all the information you could ever need about the high level of it, but I appreciate you asking the question and letting this be a thing that we kind of talk about and geek out over a little bit. And I'm so sad that I didn't get your original reaction when I first did that. That was a special moment. I felt it. I was like, yeah, this is really as it is, and then slowing it down, your track. I was like, okay, this is like changing the whole feel for me.
I was just like, what is this? Oh my gosh.
Insert mind blowing emoji. That's what that
For
was.
real though.
That's what that was.
Oh man. No, I'm trying to figure out right now like which one I would say is my favorite out of these.
Yeah.
I mean, for sure, like this guy, like we were just saying, blew me away.
Yeah.
I would love to have that.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I'm deciding between these two. It's hard. Yeah, the OP1, the OPC, the OP1. Like, I mean, I love them both. I really like the sound of this.
Yeah.
It just sounds like super warm, super organic. I mean, I'm very similar to you. Like, I quantize everything when I'm producing, so like that's a really important feature for me to have.
Yeah.
Which makes me like lean toward that.
Right.
But I don't know, man. They both are dope.
They are.
And then this is cool too. I'm curious, like, what level of mixing you can do on something like this. Like if you can truly like mix like a finished sounding record, just using that. Like that would be crazy if it can go to that level.
Hey man, you have a overview. I would say definitely, like you were asking about this. There's a video from this guy, True Cuckoo is his name.
Okay.
And he did a 1 hour long video, like overview, breaking down how to use it and all these features. And I think I watched that in its entirety before even having one. And watching it just made me like, okay, I like this a lot. I want to get my hands on one. And when I did get it, I felt like immediately like, okay, I know what to do. I know how to use this piece of equipment. So it's, when I play some beats for people in there, and either from this or send it or whatever, and I tell them that it's from this, they're kind of blown away that like I'm able, or you're able, whoever's able to make such unique sounding stuff on something that looks like it's just going to only be able to do some staying in the box type music.
Exactly.
You can do some crazy things with this.
That's so nuts.
So I would recommend anything. I would recommend this. That's my personal opinion.
Okay.
And also, you may want to check out the sequel to this. Just came out a few months ago. USB-C. Check it out. It's called the OP1 Field. It's this with, I think they said 1,000 more features, or 100 times better, with like a list of like all the things that they did. So it's 10 years in the making that they've been working on the sequel. But check that out too. That might be something to consider as well.
So if I had to go for a device, like your first recommendation would be probably the OPZ.
That
is for like my first device. Like, what would you say?
I would say yes.
Hard to.
It's hard because most people prefer this. I know many people have bought this and returned it or sold it.
Okay.
Honestly, but I know many people who love this. Well, I shouldn't say many. I know some people that love this like I do and prefer this over this.
Got it.
So it depends on how you make music. But yeah, man. Next time, maybe you think about it, and then we come in here and I'm like, all right, let me sit you down. Let you make some music on here.
Okay.
And you can go to town with it. And I'm here as like your support. Or maybe I'm over there playing music. You're like, yo, how do you do this? How do you do that? Like,
that'd be so dope. Yeah.
Boom.
Really cool. Yeah, man. This is great.
I got it.
Thanks for having me.
This is great. I definitely enjoyed it.
Dude, geeking out about music stuff, like, sign me up.
You can't beat it. This is what it's all about.
You really can't.
Yes, sir.